This is a Daddy Makes Dough production. T2. I just need to get this shit off my chest now. I ain't having it no more. Check this. Yo. The cost of living has gone up, but the wages staying the same. We don't get paid no more than we do, cause the man them's freezing the pay. Taking people's jobs is just gonna make that dough queue longer. Meanwhile keeping them richer and keeping the poor in the States. I'm a bit more well off than some, so I'm using my voice like a sprinter. I wanna get my point stuck in your brain like help someone out if you think tough. Some can't feel this heat inside when it's cold out gone November. I'm fortunate enough to walk round my yard naked, so warm in the winter. They're just making the cuts, we're being sacrificed for the paper. But what they're doing is fucking up our kids' futures, cause what's coming later? MPs use our taxes to pay for shit in their private lives, so nothing happens when they get exposed, even though it's front page news in the paper. They're just making the cuts, they don't have enough to go round. They don't wanna build us up, they just wanna break us down. They're just making the cuts. Cuts here, cuts there, keeping the poor away from the rich, but when does it end? Now! Tell me where them future MPs are gonna come from, it ain't no uni. Education shouldn't be played with it, practically take it away, that's cruelty. Students work for their places, then it gets thrown back in their faces. Just cause government triple school fees had a rush to pay back the payments. Students are getting unruly, like RIP to the school fees. Protested, then arrested, when who's that fool? Truly. MPs don't see us as equal, that's why they ain't trusted by people. They say one thing then do something else and lie to your face, that's evil. I teach my sons and I tell them don't lie. The truth might hurt, but still that's life. You'll be respected for giving your word as a man and keep that inside as pride. As a young man doing this thing, it's hard, but my two kids I'ma drive. No matter what the government do, I'ma make sure we survive. They're just making the cuts, they don't have enough to go round. They don't wanna build us up, they just wanna break us down. They're just making the cuts. Cuts here, cuts there, keeping the poor away from the rich, but when does it end? Now! Finding the jobs now murder, finding the jobs like gold. Whether it's flipping a burger, office work or sweeping the road. Train fares rise, the cost of living shot up but the wages froze. Getting up at 6 in the morning ain't easy when you're paid so low. Like how am I meant to eat off of this? Pay bills and support my kids. I had to pay my son's school fees with dough that I got as a birthday gift. But that's what it's like with kids, if it weren't for them I'd flip. I'm grinding so when they come to my age they ain't gotta go through this. They're still making the cuts, so the people left with a job are expected to do 10 times more work, but for the same pay that's fucked. Then wonder why half the country calls in sick same time when they're stressed. Economy benefits, bailout deficit, don't keep up, get left. They're just making the cuts, they don't have enough to go round. They don't wanna build us up, they just wanna break us down. They're just making the cuts. Cuts here, cuts there, keeping the poor away from the rich, but when does it end? Now! The government say they cut benefits, so lying claims don't prosper. What a poor excuse to scrimp and save, while the real needy just suffer. Needed and wanted in two different things, those who want more. Where those who need help from the government ain't got the choice to stay poor. Every day they're making a cut, and David Cameron's the actor. I'm watching the news like I can see through that talk they saying it's Casper. They won the election with lies, I'd rather vote for Lee Jasper. I got 2 kids at home and the wifey, so I gotta keep those stacked up. They're still making the cuts, this shit's been going on for ages. I don't see no end to it all and I got a fam, so I gotta put aside wages. But I don't even have that much to start off with, so I gotta make some changes. There's so many people in my shoes and some can't afford to buy laces. They're just making the cuts, they don't have enough to go round. They don't wanna build us up, they just wanna break us down. They're just making the cuts. Cuts here, cuts there, keeping the poor away from the rich, but when does it end? Now! They're just making the cuts, they don't have enough to go round. They don't wanna build us up, nah, they just wanna break us down. All they're making is cuts. Cuts here, cuts there, keeping the poor away from the rich, but when does it end? Now!